In a particular video, I talked about the things that get in the way when helping clients buy property. And in that one, I talked about finished buildings. In this particular one, I'll talk about buying land, right? 3 things that get in the way with clients. Number one is always the need. When you want to buy a property, land, and you call me, oftentimes I ask you questions like, why do you want to buy the land? It's not because I don't trust you. No, it's to be sure that I am getting the right land, right? That's what's your need. Why are you buying? Are you buying to build and live in, or for rental? Because it's going to help you say, oh, you may even realize after questions like this that what you had in mind for the reason you want to buy is not actually the best option. You need to know why you need to buy that property, right? If you can decide, okay, so you say, okay, oh, I'm in diaspora and I want to buy a property back in Nigeria where I can erect a duplex or erect a block of flats where I can put out on the market for rent. And as I'm listening to you, I can tell, put out in the market for rent. I'm thinking of where people would love to live and that is close to city centers where they work and all. They help me see this particular property you're looking at. If you buy it, is not going to meet this need you're trying to solve for the economy or for the country or all of that. You need to know your why. If you say, I want somewhere that I build an Airbnb and all, I would also help you know the best. So you need to know your why. If you haven't figured that out, when you get on a call with me, we will find that out together. So that, because this has happened in such a place, they say, okay, they just see a property I put on the market and land and like, oh, I want to buy this. And then we start off the process to tell you where it is and all of that. So it's important to decide on your why. Number 2 now, let's talk about budget. Of course, land differs in price dependent on location. Different locations have different prices at which they sell. You can't be desiring to buy land in Guzape with the budget of Kiami. It doesn't work like that. You have to say, because you can see a 700, for instance, right now I have 750 square meter plot in Kiami selling for 50 million naira, but a 150 square meter in Guzape is selling for 95 million naira. So you can't tell me, oh, but in Kiami, you could have 750 square meter that's selling for 50 million. Why is this place so expensive? Of course, proximity to the city center, development going on around it, the demand of that particular location in the market, all of this affects the price where you want. So you can't say, and then sometimes you try to strike a bargain like, won't you sell it to me at this price? No, it doesn't work like that, okay? It doesn't work like that. Price has got in the way of certain people, some clients, sometimes some prospects. You have to understand we don't just wake up and say, let's sell this location at this price and sell this location at that other price. There are factors that influence the cost of every location, okay? So it's important you know that, right? I've talked about why you need and then budget. And then finally, of course, again, it's the payment structure, the payment process. For land is really flexible. You can deposit a 50% down payment and spread the balance across 3 months. Right, but then it's important that you know when it comes to price, something has gotten the ways. So some clients or some prospects want to pay, for instance, 65 million naira for a property, 750 square meter plot in Kiami, for instance. They want to pay 65 million naira across 3 months. So we say 50% down payment, right? So for 65 million naira, the down payment will be 32.5 million naira. Right? Yes, 2.5 million naira for down payment, and then they now expect to spread the remaining 32.5 million naira across 3 months. So at the end of 3 months, they are paying exactly 65 million naira. It doesn't work like that. So when you're using a payment plan, oftentimes there is an interest attached to the complete payment. So if the price of the property is 65 million naira, if you pay outrightly, of course, you're paying 65 million naira. But if you're spreading the balance across a period of time, it often comes to an interest of, say, 5% for 3 months, 10% for 6 months, and then it increases depending on the company you're working with at the time. So it has come in the way they say, oh, but you said the property is 65 million naira for 750 square meters. Why am I paying 72 million naira? Or why am I paying 68 million naira for 3 months? Okay, you need to understand that because you're using a payment plan and the way land appreciates in Abuja, it's important that you know that there are interests on certain payment plans, except of course some companies or sometimes say, okay, you know what, since it's 3 months, it's interest free. If it's not interest free, you're going to pay the exact amount. This is another thing that gets in the way when we're talking about trying to close or help a client get an ideal land property in Abuja. So help when they don't know or haven't really defined their need, gets in the way of helping them close eventually and get them that property that they need. And two is when they budget wrongly, expecting this location at this price and all. And then finally is the payment process. If you can sit down and sort out these three things before you reach out to me, the process to helping you get that ideal property will be seamless, and you're going to come back to me again and again and again, because of course it's be a beautiful process. I make sure it's going to be beautiful for you. So yeah, of course, you want to buy property in Abuja, you can always reach out to me. I will help you get the best of property, both land, off-plan houses and finished houses right here in Abuja. My name is Roy and I'm a realtor and a real estate consultant here in Abuja, helping people across the globe get the best of real estate in Abuja. All you have to do is call that phone number on your screen and I will gladly help you get the best of real estate in Abuja. Like I say, keep being smart with your investments and smarter with your life. I look forward to getting a call from you and see you in the next one.